Journey of consciousness from the atom to union with the divine. Imagine for a moment that everything you know, your body, your mind, your emotions, your history is merely a tiny expression of something infinitely greater, consciousness. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and my heartfelt thanks. That divine spark pulsates in every living being, vibrates in every atom of the universe, and manifests in every gaze, every gesture, every breath. Now imagine that this consciousness, which today you call yourself, did not begin with your birth and will not end with your death. It originates from the very creative source itself and is in a constant process of ascension. Today, we will journey together along a path few have dared to tread, a voyage that begins at the most infinitesimal level of matter and culminates in the highest union with the all. Prepare to dive into the essence of existence and discover that the entire universe pulses within you. Are you ready? Take a deep breath and come with me. The seed of consciousness. It all begins at the origin. Before time existed, before galaxies, planets, or living beings, there was only consciousness. Pure, limitless, radiant. It was the very presence of God, the original unity, the formless ocean from which all things emerged. This primordial consciousness, in an act of love, chose to fragment itself not through division, but through multiplication. It manifested in different frequencies, densities, and forms, giving rise to the diverse planes of existence. From the subtlest particles of light to the densest bodies of matter, all are expressions of this same source. And so, the great journey began. Mineral consciousness, the first anchoring in matter. The first step in this long voyage was the mineral plane. Here, consciousness lacks independent movement or desires but begins to learn lessons of stability, solidity, and resilience. Stones, crystals, metals all carry an ancestral wisdom within. They are learning to hold form, to vibrate in a single state of being. Mineral consciousness teaches us patience, permanence, and silence. Plant consciousness, the awakening of sensation after eons of learning through inertia. Consciousness ascends to the plant kingdom. Now, it begins to react to its environment. It senses light, water, the touch of the wind. It develops sensitivity and interaction with the external world. Plants show us the power of connection. They reach for the sun, root into the earth, dance with the breeze. They teach surrender, growth, and natural flow. Animal consciousness, the emergence of individuality in the animal stage. Consciousness begins to develop a sense of identity. Here, instinct, desire, fear, and unconditional affection arise. The soul learns about survival, loyalty, pain, and love. Our animal siblings have much to teach us. They live in the present, love unreservedly, and perceive beyond words. They bridge instinct and reason, body and soul, human consciousness, free will, and the great challenge. Then we arrive at humanity, a milestone in evolution. Here, consciousness gains mastery over its choices. We are granted free will. The divine spark within us gains the potential to become self-aware. Yet with this freedom comes responsibility. Many live entire lifetimes without awakening to their true selves. They act through automatic patterns, inherited conditioning, and ingrained fears. We often remain enslaved by the ego. We repeat stories, sabotage our happiness, and seek externally what has always been within. But when we turn inward, miracles unfold. The key, love as the path of ascension. All the great masters of humanity, across eras and cultures, have said the same in different words. Love is the way. True love, transcending ego, dissolving illusions, and unifying all fragments, is the energy that leads us to God. It transforms, heals, and liberates. To live with love is far more than feeling affection. It is acting with compassion, forgiving deeply, embracing others without judgment, and rejoicing in another's joy. It is allowing the divine presence to manifest through every gesture, word, and silence. The astral body and life after death. When the physical body ceases to function, consciousness does not die, it merely shifts vehicles. It sheds dense matter and expresses itself through the astral body. In this new stage, reality transforms entirely. Physical laws no longer apply. We can fly, communicate telepathically, and shape our environment with thought. Motions intensify, perceptions expand. Yet the astral plane remains dual. There are shadowy zones where consciousness is trapped in resentment, addiction, and attachment continue to suffer, and there are realms of light where free, evolved spirits dwell in harmony, learning, and love. The secret to ascending here mirrors life's lesson: detachment, clarity, and love. The mental plane, thought as reality beyond the astral, lies the mental plane. Here, consciousness no longer carries form or emotional desires. It vibrates in frequencies of wisdom, contemplation, and clarity. Linear time dissolves. We access past, future, and possibilities simultaneously. Thoughts manifest with astonishing speed. Communication occurs through pure ideas, symbols, and sacred geometries. This is where many masters and spiritual guides operate, sending inspiration to the incarnated, channeling wisdom, and guiding souls in transition. The Buddhic plane, intuition and unity. When the soul reaches the Buddhic plane, it begins to merge with the all. Individuality persists but dissolves into the perception of unity. Here, there is no separation between self and other. All is one, vibrating in myriad forms. Intuition becomes the primary language. The being no longer needs to think, it simply knows. At this stage, the cycle of reincarnation may cease. The soul attains a maturity where duality is no longer needed for growth. Its new purpose is to serve as an extension of divine light. The atomic plane, divine consciousness. The atomic plane is the pinnacle of individual journeying. Here, the soul is no longer a drop in the ocean, it is the ocean. Atomic consciousness embodies the higher self, the primordial spark directly born of the source. This is where the phrase "made in the image and likeness of God" ceases to be metaphor and becomes living truth. Here, there is no ego, desire, or identity, only pure expression of divine will. Consciousness becomes one with the Creator, not through submission, but through love, integration, and perfect resonance. Return to the all, the supreme union. Then comes the moment when even the atmic plane is transcended. Consciousness, now mature, whole, and enlightened, returns to the eternal embrace of the source from which it once emerged. Not as a defeated wanderer, but as a child who has finally understood its origin and destiny. The journey ends where it began, in the heart of God. Words cannot describe oneness with the all, just as one cannot explain the ocean to a fish in a tank. Yet you, eternal traveler, know. Deep within, you feel it, for this memory is etched into your essence. Your mission now: expand, inspire, share. If you've reached this point, it is no accident. Your heart yearns for truth, light, and reconnection. This journey is not merely a spiritual tale, it is the deepest reality of your being. Now that you recognize the infinite potential of your consciousness, the next step is clear: share, inspire those around you. Speak of love, consciousness, evolution, live with presence, gratitude, and empathy. Meditate, study, connect with the unseen. Above all, be love in action. If this content has touched your soul, let your heart speak. Like, comment, and share. Together, let us spread this awakening. To continue this journey, subscribe and stay tuned for the next steps. Thank you for being here, and remember, you are already divine. You need only remember.